Hello children, in the last class we have learnt about the transportation in both animals as well as in plants. Today we shall discuss about the excretion. So we know that many organisms get rid of their gaseous wastes which are generated during the photosynthesis and respiration. We know what is the gaseous waste generated during the photosynthesis. It's nothing but oxygen. So during the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is generated and it is diffused out through the stomata. What about the respiration byproduct? The waste generated during the respiration is carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide can dissolve in blood and the blood becomes deoxygenated. This deoxygenated blood comes to the lungs for the purification. So this is how the organisms get rid of these products. In the same way, some other organisms during the metabolic activities, they generate various nitrogenous materials which need to be removed. So the biological process which involves in the removal of the harmful metabolic wastes is known as excretion. Means it's a biological process which involves the removal of the harmful metabolic wastes from the body. So different organisms use varied strategies to remove the wastes, metabolic wastes. For example, some unicellular organisms get rid of these wastes by simple diffusion. They diffuses from the body these wastes directly into the surroundings. But what about the complex organisms? The complex multicellular organisms use specialized organs to perform the same function. Let's learn how excretion takes place in human beings. The excretory system in human beings includes a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder and a urethra. So, human beings' excretory system has the following organs. Those are a pair of kidneys, a pair of ureters, a urinary bladder and a urethra. The kidneys are located in the abdominal cavity on either side of the backbone, and the urine produced in the kidneys passes through the ureters into the urinary bladder, where it is stored until it is released through the urethra. So this is the common function of excretory system in human beings. We will study the diagram of the human excretory system now. This is the diagram of human excretory system. Here you can see the important organs. Those are kidneys on both the sides, and a tube-like structures. Those are nothing but the ureters. That is, this is left ureter and this is the right ureter. And these ureters are connecting to the bladder, that is urinary bladder. It's a sac, muscular sac which collects the urine, and urinary bladder is opening through urethra. So these are the important parts of human excretory system. And the left renal artery, one more blood vessel is the left renal vein. Renal vein refers to the vein which is bringing blood to the kidney. Renal refers to kidney. Renal. The word renal refers to kidney. So the renal vein brings the impure blood to the kidneys for filtration, and the renal artery takes away the pure blood to all the parts of the body. Now let us learn how urine is produced, or how is urine produced. It's one of the important question, many times repeated in the board exams. How is urine produced? The purpose of formation of urine is to filter out the waste products from the blood. What is the main purpose of formation of urine? The main purpose of formation of urine is to filter out the wastes which are found in the blood. What might be the wastes which are found in the blood? These are nothing but the nitrogenous waste such as urea and uric acid. The impure blood contains the nitrogenous waste such as urea and uric acid which are to be removed from the blood in the kidneys. So, kidneys filter the excess urea and uric acid which is found in the blood. We have already learnt how the carbon dioxide is removed from the blood. That is, the carbon dioxide from the blood is removed in the lungs. We know what are the filtering units in the lungs. Those remove the carbon dioxide from the blood. It's nothing but the alveoli, the filtering unit in the lungs. In the same way, the kidneys also have some filtering units in the kidneys. The filtering units in the kidneys are nothing but the nephrons. Very important concept or very important term is the nephron. What are the filtering units in the kidneys are known as? Important question also. The filtration unit in the kidneys are nothing but the nephrons. So, the nephrons help in the formation of urine. Urine is produced in the nephrons. So, we have to learn the structure and function of the nephrons in detail. Here we can see the structure of a single nephron. So, a single nephron includes many parts. We can see here the glomerulus, a cluster of blood vessels, a filter. It forms a filter-like structure. This filter is nothing but the glomerulus, and this filter is located in a cup-shaped vessel or the blood vessel that is called as Bowman's capsule. The cup-shaped structure of the blood tube is called as Bowman's capsule. And we can see a branch of renal artery, and this is the renal artery. We know what is renal artery. Renal artery is the blood vessel which takes away the pure blood from the nephrons or the kidneys. Then it's a branch of renal vein. We know what is renal vein, which brings the impure blood to the kidneys for purification. And we can also see the cluster of blood vessel is connected to a collecting tube. The cluster of blood vessels or blood capillaries are connected to a collecting tube or duct, and this collecting duct is connected to the the ureters, the tubes, the ureters. The collecting duct are going to join to the ureters. So, this is the structure of one nephron. Such millions of nephrons are found in each of the kidneys. And nephron is the functioning unit of kidneys where the formation of urine takes place. So, we shall learn now how the formation of urine takes place in the nephrons. As I told you, each kidney has a large number of these filtration units called nephrons, and which are packed very close to each other. Some substances in the initial filtrate, it filters the things like glucose, amino acids, salts, and a major amount of water. So these things in the initial stage gets filtered in the glomerulus. So what are the things which gets filtered initial stage? Those are nothing but the glucose, amino acids, salts, and major amount of water. And these are filtered in the glomerulus, and the filtrate is nothing but the urine. The filtrate is now it is known as urine. It gets collected in the Bowman's capsule. So a cup shaped structure that is called as Bowman's capsule collects the filtrate. It is nothing but urine. So this filtrate is passed through the blood capillaries into the collecting duct. So in the collecting duct, the refiltration takes place. The water of reabsorbed reabsorption of excess water takes place in the collecting duct. So the amount of water reabsorbed, it always depends on how much excess water there is in the body, and also on how much of dissolved waste there is to be excreted. So the reabsorption of the things in the collecting tube depends on these aspects. So whatever the urine formation takes place in the kidneys, it eventually enters a long tube, that is the ureter. So these nephrons, after filtration, the formation of urine takes place, and the urine formed in the nephrons eventually enters a long tube, that is the ureter, which connects the kidneys with the urinary bladder. So the urine is stored in the urinary bladder until the pressure of the expanded bladder leads to the urge to pass it out through the urethra. So the urine collects in the urinary bladder until the bladder is full, and we feel urge to pass it out through the urethra. We know that bladder is a muscular structure, so it's under the control of the nervous system. It's a voluntary action. So whenever we feel urge, the urine is passed through the urethra. So we can control the urge of the urine to some extent because it is a muscular bag and it comes under the control of the nervous system. So this is also one of the important concept. So how can we control the urge of the urination? It is because of the urinary bladder, which is a muscular structure, and its action comes under the control of the nervous system. So we can have a control over the urge to urinate to some extent. Let's know how plants excrete. The plants use completely different strategies for excretion than those of animals. So, oxygen and carbon dioxide are one of the important waste products we generate during the photosynthesis and respiration. We have already learnt how this oxygen and carbon dioxide are given out. It is by the diffusion through the stomata. What are the other things that plants need to get rid of? The plants need to get rid of excess water. This is done by the process called as transpiration. Transpiration helps to maintain the water level in the plants. And some other wastes, how they get rid of? Some of the wastes, they get stored in the dead cells like starch, and even some other parts of the plants, they store excess pigments in the leaves, and these eventually leaves fall off. At the same time, plants waste products such as gums and resins, they get stored as gums and resins, and this is one of the way of getting rid of the wastes produced by the plants. And plants also excrete some of the substances directly into the soil around them through the roots. So this is how the plants get rid of the excretory products. So this is the end of the chapter, the life processes. Here are some exercise questions you need to solve. The exercise questions includes some MCQs and some questions. These are all black questions. Apart from the black questions, in between of the lesson, the blue questions are also there. So you need to try to write the answers for both blue and black questions. Apart from the blue and black questions, you need to work on the worksheet questions also.